everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Allie, and today I'm gonna start a new project pan. I know, I shouldn't, but I'm going to. The reason why I'm gonna start this one is because there is no end date, so I know I can take my time on the products that I select, which I think will be a nice change versus trying to meet a deadline. The project that I'm going to be starting is the Panner's Pan. This was created a year ago by Elizabeth from Kookypans on Instagram. I don't personally follow her. I don't know who she is, but I hear lovely things about her, and hopefully maybe one of these days I'll get to know her a little bit, because I know she is big in the panning community. She comes up with a lot of great projects. So yeah. Well, the Panner's Pan is basically a way to pay tribute to people in the panning community and certain panners, if you have favorite panners, whatever. And instead of doing, instead of picking panners, I have a spreadsheet of 175 panners that I am currently following on YouTube, and some of my favorite panners and things like that from Instagram as well. So I have 175 total, and what I have done is added them to a spreadsheet. I have added them to the Tiny Decisions wheel on the app, and I will link the screenshot up here so y'all can see who I am going to be getting. So it's just going to be random, no idea who it's going to be, and I'm super excited to start a new project. So let's get started. Let's see. First we got first we have Elise Marie Beauty. Ooh. Oh, okay. I haven't watched her in a little bit. Next we have Emma's Rectangle. Oh, she's an old one. My Makeup Insanity. Oh, Anna. Yes, I love her. She's so sweet. Then, let's see. We have Rose Girl Boss on a Budget. I watch her more on Instagram than I do on YouTube. Amy Sorrell. Okay. I've been watching her for a few years. Priya. She is on Instagram. I love her. She is new to the panning community as well. She's really sweet. Makeup by Cheryl. Okay. TT Sandra. Ooh, she's another one I've watched for a long time. Meg's Makeup 8. Okay. Trying to think which channel Meg is. Oh, Rebecca Morgan. Oh, how fun. Okay. So those are the 10 panners that I'm going to start with. I'm going to go and I'm going to find products that kind of relate to those panners for me, and I will be back here soon. Okay, so I'm going to put them in alphabetical order because that makes my brain work a little bit better. So here's what we have. So starting with Amy Sorrell. I've been watching her for a few years now, and I really love her favorites videos that she kind of does every year. And a few years ago I got the Estee Lauder the Nighttime Repair Serum, and I bought it off of her recommendation. I bought a smaller size. I didn't buy the gigantic bottle, but I bought a smaller size, and I really loved it, and I ran out. Recently I had gotten some samples in, and I do have a sample size of that Advanced Nighttime Repair Serum, and this is what it looks like. I love this stuff. It is so moisturizing to your skin. A little bit goes a long way. You don't need a lot. But it is really moisturizing to the skin. It makes my skin feel super soft. And it is also just one of her favorites. And so when I see this, I definitely think of Amy, because I did buy this originally off of her recommendation. So I'm super excited to be using this again. I haven't used it in a long time, so I'm excited to use this again. Let's see, goals. I'm going to do 30 uses just because I am working on some other skincare. I don't want to overdo myself. So I'm going to do 30 uses for this little sample. That actually might be enough to finish it. I'm not sure. But 30 uses for this one. And I can't wait. Next I have Elise Marie Beauty. And she's so sweet. She's so funny. I will link all these painters down below as well. She's so sweet. And I bought... She was comparing two sprays. I don't remember the other spray that she compared with this one. But I bought the Mario Badescu facial spray, the aloe, chamomile, and lavender one, because she said it was a good comparison for another one that she was using on her like everyday makeup routine. But this is one that she really enjoyed and really recommended. So I had bought this for her. And I still have it. It's still a staple in my collection. I have repurchased this maybe 2 or 3 times a year over the last few years. I really do love this. I'm using the toner that's the same scent or fragrance, whatever, in my Throwback 30. And so using the actual facial spray as well, I think will be fun to kind of do them together. But if you don't know who Elise is, I will link her below. Oh wait, and my goal for this, I think I'm going to finish this. I think I'm going to try to finish this. This is brand new. This is a new one. I have not used it yet. So I'm super excited to kind of get some use out of this one. And buy another one. These are like $7. They're super, super inexpensive. I buy the travel size ones because those last me a few months. But they do have bigger retail sizes as well. Emma's Rectangle. Emma... Her channel, I don't believe she does project painting much anymore. I want to say I started watching her channel when I first started getting into YouTube, probably like 2011, 12, 13 time frame. And one of my favorite things about her channel was just the way she spoke about products. She described them so well, and I swear I bought so many things because of her. But the thing that came to mind the most was the Becca Opal highlighter. And she actually hit pan on this highlighter and already had a backup. This highlighter is so beautiful. It's buttery. It just looks just like heavenly on your skin. It really does. I am wearing it today. It is one of my favorite highlighters. I don't go through highlighters super quickly, so I prefer the mini size versus the full size. But I did buy this because of her, and this one specifically, I want to say I've had this mini since 2014, 2015. I've had this mini for a while. It is definitely one of my favorites, and I'm so excited to use it for Emma. And because of Emma, I'm going to use the Opal highlighter 15 times. Makeup by Cheryl. So when certain products come out, I like to kind of YouTube them and see reviews, see tutorials, and kind of see how they work in real time. And I came across her channel because I was looking for a tutorial in like review on the Urban Decay Naked Heat. And while there were a couple of shades in here that she did have some difficulty using, she overall recommended this palette. And it's like a $54 palette. You know, that's not cheap. That is a pretty penny. But she was so honest about the shades that didn't really work that well, and just all the problems that just the issues that there was with the palette in general. But she did overall recommend this, and I bought it on a whim. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna buy it. I'm just gonna buy it. And I've only used it a few times, and I really do love it. So in honor of Makeup by Cheryl, I am going to attempt to do 5 full looks with the Naked Heat palette. They all are going to kind of turn out the same because your color story is relatively similar. So it's going to be a warm tone, coppery, terracotta look. But I'm going to try to do 5 looks before I can roll Miss Cheryl out. Megs by Makeup. There's a reason why I couldn't think of her channel in makeup related, because I did not discover her channel for makeup. I discovered her channel for books. And she kind of did this like monthly reading book club type thing, and I follow her on Goodreads. So I was looking through and I was like, let me find a book that I haven't read yet that she has rated 5 stars. So it's going to be a little different because I'm not picking a makeup product for her, but I did pick a book that she rated 5 stars, and it is the Cirque by Madeline Miller. And I take my covers off of these for the book of the months for some reason. I don't know why. They just look more aesthetically pleasing with the color-coded binds. But my goal is to read this book. I haven't read it yet. It's been sitting on my shelf since April of 2018, which is when I got it, because I got it in book of the month. So that's a few years, and I still have not read this. So my goal for Makeup by Meg, or Meg's Makeup 8, is to read this book, and I'm super excited because I cannot wait to share my thoughts with her over on Goodreads and about how much I enjoyed it as well. My Makeup Insanity. Anna, however you pronounce her name, she is so cute. So cute. I discovered her through the Fantastic Ladies Facebook group, through the project that she created, Pan What May, which is a Moulin Rouge themed project pan, and she's just so funny. She's an amazing singer. Her makeup is always so cute. She's got this cute minimalistic makeup collection, and her reasons for keeping that collection so minimal is so lovely and so smart, and she's so inspiring. But through the Pan What May project, there is a prompt for the Lady M's, or the Lady Marmalades, which is a product or brand that starts with an M. So I figured I finished an eyebrow gel already. I might as well work on another eyebrow product. So I'm going to work on my Morphe micro brow pencil in the shade Chocolate Mousse. I do have a decent amount of this product left, so we will see how this goes. But I don't use a brow pencil very often. I typically use a eyeshadow as a brow powder. So my goal is to use this 15 times for Miss Anna, Miss Makeup Insanity, and I cannot tell you enough how great she is. Like, she is just superb. She is amazing. Next is Priya, for Kookypans, and I discovered Priya on Instagram. I like to go through Instagram and I just will search project pan, or if I find a certain project panner that I really enjoy, I will go and see who else is following them and kind of follow a few other people. And so I discovered Kookypans through the hashtag Pan of Dinosaurs, which was created by Taru, which is the cruelty-free panner here on YouTube. Priya has joined in on this project through Instagram, and one of the products that she is working on is the Morphe 15-in eyeshadow palette, which is this dark, sultry, trying not to blind you guys, but this dark, sultry purple, cool toned, warm toned palette. I am wearing this today, but one of her goals is to hit pan in one of these shades. And I'm working on a lot of eyeshadows, so I don't want to hit pan. But I think I'm going to try to create 5 looks with this palette in honor for Priya, because this is not an easy palette to work with. This shade right here, this Scene shade, I do have it all over my lid underneath the shade Excuse Me. And then I also have Glass Bowl topped on that to kind of give it this green duochrome effect with that purple. This shade is so patchy. So patchy. It is not even real. Some of these warmer shades I feel like are in every freaking Morphe palette. A lot of their things are duplicated, but Morphe shadows to me are decent quality for the money, and I paid the money for all these 15 pan palettes. I went on a spree for a while to collect every Morphe palette that they had, and I bought all of my 15 pans off of Mercari for $10 a piece. So I've already bought them, but I do enjoy them. I like that they're compact, they're only 15 shades, and you really can create a lot of looks with them. So 5 looks for this palette. I think it's going to be an easy thing to do, especially coming up in fall, where I can do kind of more of the smoky eye, the cool toned, the deep toned looks like I am wearing today. And so, yeah, Miss Priya Paints. Next, Miss Rebecca Morgan. If you don't know who Rebecca Morgan is, you have not paid attention to the painting community. She is probably one of the people, along with a few others, like Alexi, Amber F., Jessica Lee, Amanda D. There are a bunch that come to mind for who pretty much like started the painting community. And Rebecca Morgan is one of the creators for the Roulette Pan project, and as well as the Pan Those Eyeshadows. So I thought what I would do is randomly select a eyeshadow palette and an eyeshadow shade through all of my shadows to try to hit pan on. I currently have 112 eyeshadow palettes. I have brought in a few, and I do have palettes that are like, I count them as an eyeshadow palette, but they're singles. There's a bunch of singles in a palette, but I just count them as a palette themselves. So I have 112. So I'm going to, and like on my spreadsheet, they range from like number 166 to like 288. So I will link up the screenshot for the pretty random number generator. And let's see what we get. We get shade number 204. I'm going to go see what palette that is, and I will be right back. Okay, 204 is a newer palette for me. It is the Marc Jacobs Terrific palette, and I bought this because of Andrea, which is Pretty as a Peacock. She bought this in like a TJ Maxx haul, and I went to TJ Maxx shortly after and bought this same palette. I was super excited because I was actually able to find it. So there are 7 shades. Let's randomize a shade 1 through 7, and that's the shade I'm going to work on. And we have shade number 2. So shade number 2 is the shade Juicy, and it looks like this. It's just this matte, neutral, like I don't know, brow bone shade, eyeshadow setting shade. So it's gonna be relatively easy to hit pan in that. I have another Marc Jacobs palette that I really do enjoy, and I actually have some pretty decent dips because I use it a lot. So I don't think it's going to be too difficult to hit pan in that bone neutral nude shade for Miss Rebecca Morgan. Rose. Girl boss on a budget. Now I know her from YouTube, not from YouTube, from Instagram. I know Rose from Instagram, and I love Rose. Rose is great. She's one of the first people I followed on Instagram in the painting community because she popped up all the time in my Explore page. She's not a household, like she's not a huge name, but she's huge as well because she gets a lot of PR. And they are, they range from brands, they range from influencer, Octoly, all those types of things, but she does get a lot of PR. So, and I love her PR hauls. So what I decided to do was bring in a product that I received as PR or for free. I did get this through influencer to test out along with the eyeshadow primer, but this is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Base Primer. This is brand new. It's just a deluxe sample size, and I've only used it once because I used it today, but my goal is to finish this just for Rose, who gets so much PR. I love it. She's so funny, but I want to finish this primer for Rose. It's a small little PR sample, but that is perfectly fine with me. TT Sandra. Okay. She's another one I've been watching for a long time. And I love her, like, makeup baskets, like everyday makeup, that type of videos a lot. And one of the things that she was using, because she had bought it, and she wanted to kind of get some use out of it, it was the Just Peachy, Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes palette. Now, I decluttered this. If you watched my eyeshadow palette collection and declutter, I got rid of this. However, I had a basket, And I reached out to my friends, I reached out to family, and I was like, hey, these are the palettes I have. I sent them pictures. Let me know if you want any of them. I've already shipped some to family and friends. And then I had about 10 or 12 left over that no one really wanted. So I was like, well, I'll just throw them back in my collection until I can find somebody else that might want them. And this was one of them. And it's just a matte palette. A matte peach-toned, warm-toned palette. Really good for spring and summer. But she just really wanted to get use out of this. And I haven't used this enough since I bought it at TJ Maxx or Marshall's about a year or two ago. So my goal was to do 5 looks with this palette for Miss TT Sandra. And I kind of excited to kind of get more use out of it, especially because I was going to declutter it, so maybe I'm going to end up liking it. Who knows? We'll see where that goes, but we'll get some use out of this now. And that is going to be it for today's video. I know, crazy that I'm starting another project pan when I'm completely overwhelmed, but I love the fact that this one does not necessarily have an end date. This one has been going on for a year, and it kind of just makes sense. It started literally October 1st a year ago, and it kind of just makes sense to kind of go ahead and rejoin. And I like doing it randomly versus just picking, because then I'm surprised at who I get versus feeling like I'm leaving people out. Because I want to kind of like be able to showcase everybody, and doing it randomly I feel like I'm going to be able to showcase people I wouldn't showcase right up front if I was choosing. So some of the smaller people, smaller, you know, panners like Priya, who is just lovely, but she is so new to the project pan world and the panning community, she would slip by my mind to showcase her right up front. And I love that being able to do this randomly is a way I can showcase some of those newer panners to our community that kind of can bring up a new following for them. So if you enjoyed today's video, just kind of give me a big thumbs up. Let me know in the comments who are your favorite panners in the community, and who are some people that you think you'd love to see showcased. Maybe I don't have them on my spreadsheet and I can add some more names. More people I can follow. And I will see you guys next month with my first update and hopefully some new panners. Bye.